Hey, what's up everyone? Takupa Troopa coming back at you with another video. This time we're going to go over the Secrets of Strixhaven pre-release that I went to. This is the deck that I built. Kind of went with the red-white strategy with a splash of black. Just wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up on the strategy that I went with. So let's get into it. Okay. So, Silver Quill, this is one of the mythics that I ended up pulling during pre-release. Great card. Did the casualty one really helps out, plus the flying and vigilance keeps this thing on the board and a pretty big menace. And you'll kind of see why once I go over the instance and sorcery spells, just to kind of see what the strategy was with this one. Postmortem Professor. So this one was another good one. So the strategy with the red-white colors in this format is they're very heavily on graveyard removal as well as graveyard movement. So if you're moving cards in or out of the graveyard, usually that helps. This card pulls itself out of the graveyard, which is really cool. Helps out the strategy a lot. I pulled two of these, ended up realizing that I only needed one in this deck just because I was only running one swamp. Practice Scrollsmith. So I ended up pulling two of these. The nice thing about this card is that you get that first strike, which is super, and then well, you're exiling creatures, or you can exile target non-creature, non-land card from a graveyard. Till the end of your next turn, you may cast that card. Nice thing about being able to do this is you get to cast the additional abilities as you go and move. The cards kind of move out of the graveyard and into the stack. Elite Interceptor. This one was really good. Mostly, I know it's a common, but the nice thing about this is it's a sorcery speed, but you get to tap or untap a creature whenever this creature is prepared, and then you draw one. So it gives you a move turn 1, as well as giving you a move turn 2, and kind of allowing you to not have to lose any creatures, or you get to tap a creature later in the game if you end up seeing this later. Owlin Historian. This one was great. The Surveil one really helps out with this deck because you're trying to build up that graveyard, and then same ability as most of the other cards in this deck. So whenever one or more cards leaves the graveyard, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Stone Docent. Exile this card from your graveyard. So this one has its own exile as well as a surveilling one. You can only activate it at sorcery speed, but you don't have to worry about that too much because most of your strategy that you're going to be using for this deck you'll use on your turn. Okay, Spirit Mascot again gets buffed whenever a card leaves the graveyard. Eager Glyph Mage. This one was just to add some bodies on board, and also a 3/3 and a 1/1 with flying at the cost of 4. Not the greatest, but this card is really helpful, especially in later games. Okay, Spirit Call Enthusiast. Whenever one or more tokens you control enter, this creature becomes prepared. So I ended up not running any of the token cards. I was thinking about it, but I didn't have the main mythic, or it's a rare that pulls out the extra tokens, so I ended up not running it. So this card wasn't as useful for my strategy. Charging Strife Knight. The haste really helps me out here. So this card actually won me one of my matches just because it had haste, and the opponent didn't realize that I would top deck this one. Rebel Rouser. So this one also you get to discard and then you draw a card, so you get to loot a little bit, as well as you can exile cards from your graveyard to add some mana, and when you do, you get to pop off some of your other graveyard effects. This one was just so I can get a Black Pip if I need it, and then this one was just for looting as well. Mostly to draw a few cards if I needed it. Okay, we're going to go over this artifacts, spells, and sorceries. So I used Arc of Hunger. This was kind of the main card that told me, okay, I got to go into this color pairing. Really good card, especially if cards are moving in and out of your graveyard. Molten Note, this is probably the primary sorcery that you're going to want for this deck, mostly because you deal damage to a target creature up to the amount of mana that's spent. So you could either spend just the 2 mana and deal 2 damage, or if you need to deal more, then you can. And then you untap all the creatures you control. That was the ability, because it's a sorcery and you're mostly activating it on your turn, you don't get to see it as much. But the main thing is that it has Flashback, and that was kind of the big thing, was it helps out late game, especially because you pay 6 mana to cast, or excuse me, 8 mana to cast it for its Flashback cost, which means that you pretty much can take anything out that has 8 toughness. Wilton the Heat. So this one also a great damage dealer. Again, with the Practice Scrollsmith, it helps out a lot, especially when you're constantly dealing damage to each of your opponent's creatures. The Lorehold Charm. This one was great for choices. Better mid to late game than it was early game. I noticed that this card wasn't really doing me too much good in the early game because I didn't have enough cards in the graveyard, and there really wasn't much that I was trying to I needed to overcome my opponent. Harsh Annotation. This is another one where it's just to destroy a target creature, but because it's an instant, I could use Silver Quill in order to destroy 2 creatures if I wanted to. And then Burst Lightning. Pretty typical. Good for any red strategy. And then for the land, just to kind of go over the non-basic lands that I ended up using. So Terramorphic Expanse was going to help me out with getting the 1 swamp that I had in the deck. And then the Fields of Strife were to help out with the extra red and white pips that I needed. Everything else was pretty straightforward. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. See you around, and hope to catch you at the next draft.